What if I told you there are 5 major health and life changes that happen at 65 that doctors rarely discuss in detail, but knowing them could literally save your life and independence? These aren't minor inconveniences or gradual changes that you can ignore for years. They're dramatic shifts that catch most seniors completely off guard and can devastate your quality of life if you're not prepared for them. The most shocking truth is number 3, which affects 90% of seniors but is almost never mentioned during routine medical visits, despite being as dangerous as smoking for your long-term health. Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal these 5 critical realities of turning 65, plus the specific steps you can take starting today to protect yourself and maintain your independence for decades to come. Meet Janet Kim, a healthy and active 64-year-old teacher who thought she was fully prepared for retirement until her 65th birthday brought unexpected health challenges that her doctor had never warned her about during decades of annual checkups. Within 6 months, she experienced 3 of these brutal truths simultaneously, nearly losing her independence before learning how to address them properly through research and trial and error. Here's what no one told Janet about turning 65, and what you need to know to avoid her mistakes and protect your future. Truth 1. Your muscle mass disappears at alarming speed. Why do most seniors lose 30% of their strength within just 2 years of turning 65? And what makes this age such a critical turning point for muscle preservation? The answer lies in dramatic hormonal changes and reduced protein synthesis that accelerate muscle loss far beyond what occurs in your 50s and early 60s. At 65, your body's ability to build and maintain muscle tissue drops significantly, while inflammatory processes that break down muscle increase substantially. This isn't the gradual muscle loss many people expect with aging. It's a rapid deterioration that can transform an independent, strong senior into someone who struggles with basic daily activities within months. The speed of this change shocks most people because they feel fine one day and then suddenly notice they can't open jars, carry groceries, or climb stairs without significant effort. Johns Hopkins research, published in the Journal of Gerontology, shows that muscle loss accelerates to 3 to 8% per year after 65, compared to just 1% per year in your 50s and early 60s. The comprehensive study followed over 2,000 participants for 5 years, measuring muscle mass, strength, and functional capacity using advanced imaging and strength testing. Dr. Jeremy Walston, director of Johns Hopkins Division of Geriatric Medicine, found that participants who crossed the 65 threshold experienced dramatically accelerated muscle loss, with some losing measurable strength every month. The Johns Hopkins research revealed that this muscle loss directly correlates with increased fall risk, hospitalization rates, and mortality, making muscle preservation after 65 a critical health priority that can determine whether you maintain independence or require assisted living. Without immediate intervention, this rapid muscle loss leads to frailty, dangerous falls, loss of independence, and significantly increased mortality risk that transforms your golden years into a struggle for basic survival. When you lose muscle mass quickly, everyday tasks become increasingly difficult and exhausting, forcing you to limit activities and avoid physical challenges that once seemed effortless. This creates a downward spiral where reduced activity leads to even faster muscle loss, weaker bones, poor balance, and the kind of frailty that makes a simple trip to the grocery store feel overwhelming. The muscle loss also affects your metabolism, making weight management more difficult while reducing your body's ability to recover from illness or injury. Many seniors who experience rapid muscle loss find themselves unable to live independently within just a few years, requiring assistance with basic activities that they performed easily just months earlier. Perform resistance exercises twice weekly using resistance bands, light weights, or bodyweight exercises like wall push-ups and chair stands, focusing on all major muscle groups to prevent the rapid deterioration that begins at 65. Eat 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein with every meal, choosing options like eggs, fish, chicken, beans, or Greek yogurt that provide complete amino acid profiles necessary for muscle maintenance. Include protein-rich snacks between meals if you struggle to get adequate protein from meals alone, and consider timing protein intake around any physical activity to maximize muscle-building benefits. Schedule resistance exercise sessions on non-consecutive days to allow proper recovery while maintaining consistency that prevents muscle loss from accelerating. Former athlete Tom Rodriguez lost the ability to climb stairs and carry groceries within 18 months of retiring, shocking his family and his physician. Resistance training with light weights twice weekly restored his strength completely in 6 months, and he now maintains muscle mass better than many people 20 years younger. Muscle loss is happening in your body right now and accelerates dramatically after 65. So start preserving your strength today before it becomes too late to maintain your independence. Truth 2. Your sleep architecture completely changes. What sleep change at 65 makes you feel exhausted despite spending 8 hours in bed? And why do so many seniors struggle with fatigue even when they think they're getting adequate rest? The answer lies in fundamental changes to your sleep architecture that dramatically reduce the quality and restorative value of your sleep, even if the total time in bed remains the same. At 65, your brain produces significantly less of the deep, slow-wave sleep that's essential for physical recovery, memory consolidation, and immune system function. You also experience more frequent awakenings throughout the night, preventing the continuous sleep cycles necessary for optimal restoration. These changes mean that 8 hours of sleep at 65 provides far less actual rest and recovery than 6 hours of sleep provided in your younger years. Harvard sleep medicine research, published in Sleep Medicine Reviews, reveals that deep sleep decreases by 50% after 65, while sleep fragmentation increases dramatically, leading to daytime fatigue, cognitive impairment, and increased health risks. The comprehensive study used advanced sleep monitoring to track over 1,500 participants for 3 years, measuring sleep stages, brain activity, and daytime functioning. Dr. Suzanne Bertish, associate professor at Harvard Medical School, found that participants over 65 spent significantly less time in the restorative deep sleep stages, with most experiencing fragmented sleep patterns that prevented proper physical and mental recovery. The Harvard research demonstrated that these sleep changes aren't just inconvenient, they directly contribute to accelerated aging, weakened immunity, and increased risk of serious health conditions, including heart disease, diabetes, and dementia. Poor sleep quality after 65 accelerates cognitive decline, weakens immune function, and increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, depression, and the kind of mental fog that interferes with daily activities and decision-making. When you don't get adequate deep sleep, your brain can't effectively clear the toxic proteins that accumulate during waking hours, leading to the buildup of substances associated with Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Fragmented sleep also disrupts hormone production, including growth hormone that's essential for tissue repair and immune system function, making you more susceptible to infections and slower to heal from injuries or illnesses. The chronic fatigue from poor sleep quality reduces your motivation and ability to exercise, socialize, and engage in activities that support healthy aging, creating a cycle where poor sleep leads to reduced activity, which leads to even worse sleep quality and accelerated physical and mental decline. Create a dark, cool bedroom environment with blackout curtains or eye masks. Maintain the temperature between 65 and 68 degrees and remove all electronic devices that emit light or sound that can disrupt sleep cycles. Avoid all screens, including televisions, computers, tablets, and smartphones for at least 2 hours before bedtime, as blue light exposure significantly interferes with melatonin production and sleep quality in seniors. Maintain consistent sleep and wake times every day, including weekends, to support your body's natural circadian rhythm that becomes more fragile and easily disrupted after 65. Establish a calming bedtime routine that begins 30 minutes before sleep, including activities like reading, gentle stretching, or listening to soft music that signals your brain to prepare for rest. Chronic insomniac Lisa Chen regained restorative sleep by following strict sleep hygiene rules after years of feeling exhausted despite spending 9 hours in bed nightly. Her energy levels, memory, and overall health improved dramatically within weeks of optimizing her sleep environment and routine. Every night of poor sleep damages your brain and body while accelerating aging and disease risk. So optimize your sleep environment tonight to protect your health and cognitive function. Truth 3. Social isolation becomes a deadly health risk. Why does loneliness after 65 increase your death risk as much as smoking 15 cigarettes daily? And what makes social isolation such a dangerous health threat for seniors? The answer lies in how social isolation triggers a cascade of physiological changes that damage your immune system, increase inflammation throughout your body, and accelerate aging at the cellular level. When you lack regular social contact, your body interprets this as a threat situation, activating stress responses that were designed for short-term survival but become toxic when sustained over months or years. Social isolation also reduces cognitive stimulation, physical activity, and the sense of purpose that comes from meaningful relationships, all of which are crucial for maintaining health and independence as you age. The health risks of loneliness are so severe that medical researchers now consider social isolation a major public health crisis that kills more seniors than obesity or air pollution. Mayo Clinic studies, published in the Journal of Health and Social Behavior, show that socially isolated seniors have 50% higher mortality rates and measurably accelerated cognitive decline compared to those who maintain regular social connections. The landmark research followed over 3,000 participants for 8 years, measuring social interaction patterns, health outcomes, and mortality rates while controlling for other health factors. Dr. Greg Sawchuk, clinical psychologist at Mayo Clinic, found that participants with strong social connections had immune system function, cognitive performance, and life expectancy resembling people years younger, while isolated individuals showed accelerated aging and significantly higher rates of depression, anxiety, and chronic disease. The Mayo Clinic research revealed that social connections aren't just emotionally beneficial, they're biologically essential for healthy aging and survival. Social isolation triggers depression, weakens immune function, and significantly increases your risk of dementia and early death, while creating a downward spiral that becomes increasingly difficult to escape as health problems multiply. When you lack regular social contact, your stress hormone levels remain elevated, suppressing immune system function and making you more susceptible to infections, slow healing, and chronic inflammation that damages your organs and accelerates aging. Isolation also reduces cognitive stimulation and mental challenges that keep your brain sharp, leading to faster cognitive decline and increased dementia risk that can rob you of independence and quality of life. The loneliness and depression that come with isolation reduce your motivation to exercise, eat well, and take care of your health, creating a cycle where isolation leads to poor health choices, which lead to worse health outcomes and even greater isolation from family and community. Schedule daily social contact through phone calls, video chats, in-person visits, community groups, religious organizations, or volunteer activities that provide regular interaction with others who share your interests or values. Join senior centers, hobby groups, exercise classes, or educational programs where you can meet people and build relationships based on shared activities and common ground. Volunteer for causes you care about, as helping others provides social connection, while giving you a sense of purpose and contribution that's essential for mental health and life satisfaction. Consider adopting a pet or spending time with animals, as pets provide companionship and social interaction opportunities with other pet owners while encouraging regular outdoor activity and routine. Widower James Park reversed his depression and improved his health dramatically by joining a senior center and volunteering at a local food bank twice weekly after months of isolation following his wife's death. His doctor noted remarkable improvements in all health markers, including blood pressure, immune function, and cognitive testing within 6 months of increasing his social connections. Isolation kills faster than many diseases and accelerates aging at the cellular level, so reach out and connect with someone today to protect your health and extend your life. Truth 4. Fall risk becomes your biggest threat. What injury sends more seniors to the hospital than heart attacks, strokes, and cancer combined? And why does fall risk increase so dramatically at 65? The answer is falls, which become the leading cause of injury-related death and disability in people over 65 due to changes in balance, vision, hearing, muscle strength, and reaction time that occur naturally with aging. At 65, your balance system becomes less efficient due to changes in your inner ear, reduced muscle strength in your legs and core, slower reflexes, and potential vision or hearing problems that affect spatial awareness. Many medications commonly prescribed to seniors also increase fall risk through side effects like dizziness, confusion, or blood pressure changes. The consequences of falls become more severe with age because bones become more fragile, healing takes longer, and complications from injuries are more likely to be life-threatening or permanently disabling. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data shows that 1 in 4 seniors fall each year, with falls being the leading cause of injury-related death in people over 65 and the most common reason for emergency room visits in this age group. The CDC's comprehensive analysis of emergency department visits and hospitalization data reveals that fall-related injuries result in over 32,000 deaths annually among seniors, with hip fractures alone leading to permanent disability in most cases. Dr. Judy Stevens, epidemiologist at the CDC's National Center for Injury Prevention, emphasizes that most falls are preventable through environmental modifications, balance training, and proactive health management. The CDC research shows that seniors who experience one fall are twice as likely to fall again, creating a dangerous pattern where fall risk compounds over time without proper intervention. A serious fall can end your independence permanently, leading to hip fractures, head injuries, or other complications that require nursing home placement and significantly shorten lifespan while destroying quality of life. Hip fractures are particularly devastating because they often require surgery, lengthy rehabilitation, and frequently result in permanent mobility limitations that prevent seniors from living independently. Falls can also cause traumatic brain injuries that affect cognitive function, personality, and decision-making abilities, robbing families of the person they knew and loved. Even falls that don't cause obvious injuries can create a fear of falling that leads seniors to limit their activities, resulting in muscle weakness, social isolation, and reduced quality of life that accelerates overall health decline. The psychological impact of falls often persists long after physical injuries heal, creating anxiety and depression that further increase fall risk and reduce independence. Practice balance exercises daily using simple activities like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe, or gentle yoga poses that challenge your stability while building strength and confidence. Remove home hazards including loose rugs, electrical cords, clutter and poor lighting that create tripping hazards, and install grab bars in bathrooms, railings on stairs, and adequate lighting in all areas of your home. Have annual vision and hearing examinations to address problems that affect balance and spatial awareness, and discuss fall risk with your healthcare provider, including reviewing all medications for side effects that might increase fall risk. Wear appropriate footwear with good traction and support, avoid walking on wet or icy surfaces, and use assistive devices like canes or walkers if recommended by healthcare professionals. Balance-conscious grandmother Maria Santos prevented a serious fall by installing grab bars throughout her home and practicing daily balance exercises after noticing she felt unsteady getting out of bed. Her physical therapist credited her proactive approach with maintaining her independence and preventing the kind of devastating fall that affects so many seniors. Your next fall could change everything about your independence and quality of life, so start fall prevention measures immediately to protect your future mobility and freedom. Truth 5. Healthcare costs explode beyond your expectations. What healthcare reality at 65 financially devastates seniors despite having Medicare coverage? And why do so many retirees find themselves choosing between medical care and basic living expenses? The answer is that Medicare covers far less than most people expect, leaving seniors responsible for significant out-of-pocket costs that can quickly drain retirement savings and create financial hardship. Medicare typically covers only about 60% of total healthcare costs, leaving seniors responsible for premiums, deductibles, co-payments, and numerous services that aren't covered at all, including most dental care, vision care, hearing aids, and long-term care. Healthcare costs also rise much faster than general inflation, meaning that even well-planned retirement budgets often fall short when faced with the medical expenses that commonly occur after 65. Many seniors discover too late that a single serious illness or injury can cost tens of thousands of dollars, even with Medicare coverage. AARP research, published in their Public Policy Institute reports, shows that average healthcare costs for seniors exceed $18,000 annually, with Medicare covering only 62% of total expenses, leaving seniors responsible for significant out-of-pocket costs that increase every year. The comprehensive analysis of healthcare spending patterns among seniors reveals that prescription drugs, dental care, vision care, and long-term care services create the largest financial burdens for seniors, with many forced to choose between medical care and other essential expenses. AARP's research director, Lori Trewinski, emphasizes that healthcare costs are the #1 financial concern for seniors and the leading cause of bankruptcy among people over 65. The AARP data shows that seniors without supplemental insurance coverage face even higher out-of-pocket costs that can quickly exhaust retirement savings and force difficult decisions about medical care. Unexpected medical costs can quickly drain retirement savings and force difficult decisions between essential healthcare and basic living expenses like housing, food, and utilities that are necessary for survival. Many seniors find themselves rationing prescription medications, skipping recommended medical procedures, or delaying necessary care because they can't afford the out-of-pocket costs even with Medicare coverage. Long-term care costs are particularly devastating because Medicare doesn't cover most long-term care services, and the average cost of nursing home care exceeds $90,000 per year in many areas. Health problems that require ongoing treatment, multiple specialists, or expensive medications can create financial stress that affects mental health, family relationships, and quality of life, while forcing seniors to make choices that compromise their health and independence. Research Medicare supplement plans and long-term care insurance options before you need them, as costs increase significantly and coverage options decrease as you age and develop health problems. Maintain an emergency healthcare fund separate from other retirement savings, targeting at least $25,000 specifically for unexpected medical expenses that Medicare doesn't cover. Prioritize preventive care, including regular screenings, vaccinations, and health maintenance that can prevent costly complications and emergency situations that create devastating financial burdens. Understand exactly what your Medicare plan covers and doesn't cover, including prescription drug coverage, specialist visits, and medical equipment, so you can budget appropriately and avoid financial surprises. Retiree Susan Martinez avoided bankruptcy during a cancer diagnosis and treatment by having comprehensive supplemental insurance and a dedicated healthcare savings account that covered her out-of-pocket costs. Her preparation allowed her to focus on recovery rather than financial stress, and she maintained her retirement lifestyle despite facing over $40,000 in medical expenses within 2 years. Healthcare costs are rising faster than inflation and will likely consume a larger portion of your retirement income than you expect. So prepare your finances now before you need expensive medical care that could devastate your retirement security. These 5 brutal truths about turning 65 represent realities that every senior will face, but preparation and proactive action can dramatically reduce their impact on your health, independence, and financial security. Accelerated muscle loss can be prevented through resistance exercise and adequate protein intake. Sleep architecture changes can be managed through proper sleep hygiene and environmental modifications. Social isolation risks can be addressed through intentional relationship building and community involvement. Fall danger can be reduced through balance training and home safety modifications. And exploding healthcare costs can be managed through proper insurance planning and dedicated healthcare. Savings. The encouraging news is that each challenge has proven solutions that thousands of seniors have successfully implemented to maintain their quality of life, strength, and independence well into their 80s and 90s. If this could help someone you care about prepare for the realities of aging and protect their future independence, please share this video with every senior and pre-retiree in your life right now. Like this video if you're ready to take proactive action on these truths instead of waiting for problems to develop, and comment below with which truth surprised you most and what specific steps you plan to take to protect yourself. Your share could help someone avoid the devastating consequences of being unprepared for these inevitable changes and empower them to age successfully with dignity and independence.